Will a pole shift occur? For many years, I believed the following: a pole shift occurred, a pole movement occurred in an instant, a huge tsunami occurred, a great flood occurred in lowlands on the earth, and many civilizations and many human beings died. Recently, I finally understood the cause of a pole shift. From around 2010, I knew that the brown dwarf planet Nibiru was approaching the Earth. But I thought that I could not see it in the area where I lived. However, in June 2016, I learned on YouTube's movies that the people could observe the influence of planet Nibiru in Mexico. So then, I decided to observe the influence of planet Nibiru here in the morning and evening, while lagging behind. Thanks to Nibiru hunters all over the world, I finally became a Nibiru hunter. When I actually observed it, I was astonished to see the first morning and evening sight that I had never seen in my life. The sky that stained red like red blood was the evidence that it was being influenced by planet Nibiru. Also, from June to the end of October 2016, the energy of planet Nibiru was strongly poured on the Earth. It was very comfortable cosmic energy. On this channel, we predicted that since planet Nibiru was closely approaching the northern hemisphere in the summer of 2016, a pole shift will occur on the Earth in the summer of 2018. But unexpectedly, in the summer of 2018, the pole shift did not occur, and planet Nibiru went far away from the Earth. However, in the Bible, there are definite end prophecies including a pole shift. Jesus also predicted clearly about the end of the world. In the New Testament Luke's Gospel, Jesus predicted signs appear in the sun, the moon, and the stars. That is, Jesus said that we can observe nearly universal periodic astronomical phenomena in the Promised Land America. Without Jesus' end prophecies, most people on Earth would die out if the pole shift occurred. Even the best scientists on Earth could not predict the exact time when a pole shift will occur in the future. But Jesus predicted it clearly. What a wonderful thing! It seemed to us that there was no need to worry about the influence of planet Nibiru on the Earth. But in fact it has already transformed the Sun and the inside of the Earth with great influence for 12 years, from 2008 when planet Nibiru was approaching to the Earth, until 2020 when it became far away from the Earth. Read the words of Jesus about the end prophecies written in the New Testament and prepare for the pole shift and time of harvest coming from now. People who believe in Jesus' words, that is, Christians, can overcome the time of hardship, which is the time of harvest. Only those who believe in the resurrection of Jesus and Jesus' end prophecies can prepare for evacuation against the catastrophe of the pole shift and evacuate in a safe place to survive. Are you preparing for the pole shift of the end time? Planet Nibiru approached to the Earth around December 2012. Planet Nibiru approached the Sun from the southern hemisphere of the Earth. After planet Nibiru passed through the perihelion in the second half of 2014, passing between Mars and Jupiter in 2016, it approached the northern hemisphere of the Earth from the diagonally upper part of the Earth's Arctic. It was closest to the Earth in late June, pouring a lot of the energy of planet Nibiru into the Earth from June to October, and gradually moved away. The past visit of planet Nibiru. 1937 BC. The first prophet Abraham was born. December 1913 BC. Closest to the southern hemisphere of the Earth. The end of 1911 BC. Passing the perihelion. June 1909 BC. Closest to the northern hemisphere of the Earth. July 1908 BC. Annual solar eclipse. June 1907 BC. Total lunar eclipse. 1906 BC. September Mars eclipse, November Venus eclipse. Summer 1905 BC. A pole shift occurred on the Earth. Prophet Abraham at the age of 32. The past visit of planet Nibiru. December 5837 BC. Closest to the southern hemisphere of the Earth. The end of 5835 BC. Passing the perihelion. June 5833 BC. closest to the northern hemisphere of the Earth. November 5832 BC. Solar eclipse. October 5831 BC. Lunar eclipse. 5830 BC. August Mars eclipse, September Venus eclipse. Summer 5829 BC. A pole shift occurred on the Earth. The past visit of Planet Nibiru. December 9761 BC. Closest to the southern hemisphere of the Earth. The end of 9759 BC. Passing the perihelion. June 9757 BC. Closest to the northern hemisphere of the Earth. April 9756 BC. Solar eclipse. March 9755 BC. Total lunar eclipse. 9754 BC. March Mars eclipse, July Venus eclipse. Summer 9753 BC. A pole shift occurred on the Earth. By a pole shift, the latitude has moved. Around 9757 BC, Planet Nibiru approached to the northern hemisphere of the Earth again. Around 9753 BC, the pole shift occurred. It made Siberia frozen mammoths. The ferns and animal bones that live only in the temperate climate areas were found in Antarctica. And the dead bodies of quick-frozen many mammoths were discovered in the Siberian region in 1799. Among them, the plants which live only in the same place as the temperate region were also left undigested in the stomach. Georges Cuvier, 1769–1832, a French naturalist, had already excavated and assembled the bones of prehistoric elephants in Paris at that time, and aroused a major sensation in the field of natural science. But ahead of the world, he was advocating the crustal movement theory as the following. Long ago, due to sudden occurrence of a global cataclysmic disaster in the Earth, we could discover that the dead bodies of a large animal frozen instantaneously were confined in the complete form in the ice in Siberia. That is, the movement of the crust, such as an earthquake, suddenly occurred in the Earth, a great flood occurred on the Earth was covered with water, and mass extinction of living creatures occurred. And there are traces that the catastrophe occurred periodically. Recently, the crustal movement theory of French anthropologist Cuvier has been reconsidered by the fact that natural scientists began to gaze straight forward without misunderstanding the large amount of data collected. In the summer of 9753 BC, a pole shift and a huge tsunami occurred. The mammoths, which died in a temperate steppe climate zone, were discovered in the present Siberia after the past three pole shifts in the summer of 9753 BC, the summer of 5829 BC and the summer of 1905 BC. The mammoths, which had inhabited at about 40 degrees north latitude, were discovered at the current 73° north latitude after the past three pole shifts. Since the latitude has moved about 33 degrees by the past three pole shifts, it can be inferred that the latitude moved about 11 degrees by one pole shift. The cause of a pole shift. Around December 2012, Planet Nibiru approached the Sun from the southern hemisphere of the Earth. After Planet Nibiru passed through the perihelion in the second half of 2014, passing between Mars and Jupiter in 2016, it approached the northern hemisphere of the Earth from the diagonally upper part of the Earth's Arctic. It was closest to the Earth in late June, pouring a lot of the energy of Planet Nibiru into the Earth from June to October, and gradually moved away. Planet Nibiru has 4 to 5 times the size of Earth, 20 to 25 times the mass, and about 100 times the density. When Planet Nibiru moves away from the Sun, it is highly likely that many asteroids will fall to the Earth because it will give the influence of Planet Nibiru gravity and magnetic field to the asteroid belt and the Greek group of Jupiter. With the influence of Planet Nibiru, the solar activity becomes active, causing gigantic solar flares, while the solar activity declines, the galactic cosmic rays mercilessly fall on the Earth. Galactic cosmic rays falling on Earth increase as the solar activity becomes inactive. Galactic cosmic rays make massive clouds in the high-rise zone of the Earth, making the atmosphere unstable, causing abnormal weather. Also, like the microwave oven, galactic cosmic rays generate air bubbles in underground Earth's magma, activate magma activity and crustal deformation, causing volcanic eruptions and huge earthquakes. Furthermore, the influence of the gravitational force of planet Nibiru is considered to be one of the reasons why the Earth's rotation is slowing. In the influence of planet Nibiru, volcanic eruptions, huge earthquakes, big tsunamis, abnormal weathers, asteroid collisions, etc. occur on the Earth, and eventually a pole shift occurs. It is the end time now. Evacuation to a safe place. A safe area that is not attacked by water such as dams crash, lake, river, etc. in mountains over 1,000 meters above sea level without risk of being hit by the large tsunami caused by the pole shift and dangerous to drift into the ocean. There will be the great trials like a pole shift, huge earthquakes, gigantic tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, other natural disasters, nuclear power plant collapses, undersea oil field destructions, chemical plant collapses, an ice age due to the ocean current circulation collapse, the human selection by our creators, etc. To overcome them, you should send a prayerful religious life and prepare for evacuation to a safe place. Finally, according to Jesus' clear end prophecies in the New Testament, the time is coming soon that the water baptism will be caused by the pole shift in the summer of 2020. Whoever wants to survive to the kingdom of God must map out the preparation plan elaborately to evacuate and act the preparation surely to evacuate. Actually, in the summer of 2020, as Jesus predicted, it is possible to confirm whether the heavenly bodies will be shaken and a pole shift will occur. If it is prepared, there is no grief. It seems that the pole shift occurred around 1905 BC by the influence of planet Nibiru close to the northern hemisphere of the Earth in the summer of 1909 BC. Perhaps the time, when a pole shift occurs again in the summer of 2020, is approaching. It is up to you to believe or not to believe in the end prophecies of Jesus. Thank you for your watching until the end. We appreciate your continued support so far. And thank you to subscribe, too.